know what? We've had a lot of questions as to where our whereabouts.
I got answers.
Okay, I'll let you go first.
I've got answers for everybody, okay? The reason we've missed some shows, cheers.
With Hans.
The reason we've missed some shows is because we can't find him. You can see the way he's dressed. I mean, yeah. So where could he go? That's my question. But we couldn't find him.
Well, I've been busy. We've been busy in our sports town. I've been very involved with the Hawks.
Yeah.
Right? Been going to a lot of games, following them very closely.
Driving Capella to doctors?
Driving Capella back and forth. We got a lot to talk about with them. Right? We got Bravo starting spring training. We haven't done a show since the Super Bowl. Yeah, we haven't done a show since the Miracle on Ice. We got a lot to cover.
J-Lo and Shakira will be with us in about 15 minutes.
I would like to do a study. If we went live stream with the two of them here in the office. I mean, we've had them here, right, by themselves, but not together.
No.
But if we had them together on the same set and we went live, and that it says viewers, and it would go from 1 to 1 million. How long that would take? Half an hour?
Oh no.
15 minutes?
Less than that. I'm thinking 7 or 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Just for the word to get around internationally.
Right. Well, the trouble with them is, Shakira's always on a world tour, right? She's got I think a hockey player husband, right? So she's involved with that. And then J-Lo is married to sees one of the biggest douches on the planet in Alex Rodriguez.
I like A-Rod.
Well, how could you like A-Rod?
I like him. What's not to like?
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my God.
What's not to like? He's a little bit of a prima donna.
Here's my thing. Like, if you've got that kind of money, okay, he made $350 million playing baseball. Think about that. And he's still doing play-by-play? I mean, that doesn't make sense. I mean, he gets a pass because he's dating J-Lo, but still, there's just something off with that.
Well, I mean, he likes the spotlight. This is his way to be, in front of everybody, to be a celebrity.
As an analyst, do you enjoy him on that? That cast is so jerky.
I don't think he's too bad.
He's the best one out of that set.
You don't like her?
I don't like that whole deal. Because they've been instructed. You'll watch it next time when it starts this year, unless they've changed it, because they did take a lot of heat last year. They do sports talk radio format.
She's going to be gone.
Whatever. The format from the production, from the producer, from the top, is they want, because baseball is slow, ball 1, ball 2, nobody cares about that. So let's do a sports talk baseball show during the live game.
Charles Barkley, Shaq type of show.
No, nothing like that at all.
No,
like
that's what
jerky-ass sports talk radio while there's a baseball game being played. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not good.
No, it's, But I didn't think they were that bad. I mean, there's so many bad
Oh, let's
guys.
not go down that road.
Oh, come on.
Too much to talk about today.
On.
We've got too much. By the way, happy Valentine's Day. And this is my favorite day of the year because I have such a big Valentine. Competitively speaking, in life, giving, all the things that encompass as a father, as a co-host, the love that I have in my heart. This is a day that's dear to me.
It's overflowing. Good thing you're wearing a hat.
Who's got a warm head?
Well,
this guy right here. He's got a warm head. And I'm representing the College Park Skyhawks, by the way. They had one of their games on TV the other night.
Yeah.
Like just showing highlights and stuff. I swear to you, there was not a single person in the arena.
Really?
Not a single person. And I've heard this. That's disappointing. You would think. And it's the same deal with the Gwinnett Braves.
Right.
It sounded like such a great idea, and you go to these games and there's nobody there.
I think it's a very difficult proposition when you're the big league team in town, and then you're throwing something else out there a couple of blocks away.
Right.
I just don't think that flows in the minds of anybody.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Now, I haven't been to a College Park game, but I enjoy going to the Gwinnett games. And I know they do it for convenience and stuff. The food is crap, right? The in-game entertainment for minor league baseball, generally speaking, which does a good job, right, is crap. So they're not really doing everything they can to get people in there. I think if you're going to do that and be successful, you've got to be the creme de la creme. Like, you've got to go over and beyond for food, entertainment,
Well, I think they owe themselves a phone call to Arthur. Find out about those $1.50 hot dogs. How do you do that, Artie?
By the way, what do you think he feels like today or tomorrow when he has to cut Devontae Freeman? They're going to have to eat $6 million Think. I heard the other day on the radio. Think about this. He's made $28 million since he signed that contract, right, of guaranteed money.
How much has he played?
He has 770 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
Is that not remarkable?
It is.
And you don't want to hate the individual. I love Devonta Freeman. I mean, he, other than missing that block in the Super Bowl, I mean, he was one of my favorite players.
Right.
I love the way he goes about it.
Right.
But you watch him play, you're like,
agree.
this isn't sustainable.
No, I agree. But I also kind of like the fact that the Falcons are trying to accumulate some money.
Well, yeah, they have to. They're already over the cap.
We're not there. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta, you gotta sign your draft class. Who knows what they're gonna. What do you want to see him do? What are we picking? 16?
Oh, I don't care.
You don't care? You don't have a preference of pass rush? Don't even have to have a pass rush?
No. You gotta have a pass.
But best guy available.
Yeah, but I was just thinking yesterday. I'm listening.
I says to myself, self.
I was listening to 680.
Oh yeah, you're a big fan, by the way.
So
please don't put me in this. This is what you do. And then I see these guys in public. They're like, "Hey, Hans," because of the association with this fine program.
Well, if do a better job.
Me too, right? We could all do a better job.
Do a better job. I mean, go somewhere. Go to games. Go to practices. Find out what your job is all about. Just don't show up and talk about emojis and...
Hey, by the way, real quick, while we're talking about this, a baseball nugget the other day. You're talking about the radio not giving tough coverage, fair coverage. And I think the Hawks are pretty... you don't hear many people talk bad about the Hawks on the other station. You'll hear it, but not as much as you do on the other one, especially with the Falcons. We know how that relationship works. I'm not familiar with soccer because I can't pay attention to it. But the other day, 680 covering baseball, Ben Ingram, who I've met, Ben's a good guy.
So Jim Powell.
They're getting more and more involved, and Ben was doing a live broadcast down at spring training, and the news about Cole Hamels came out, and everybody back at the station's pussyfooting around the deal. He's like, "Look, I don't understand." He's like, "The guy gets hurt in doing a medicine ball, and he's like, we brought him in and paid him this money to be a influence on guys like Max Fried and Soroka, and be around and teach him things, and he's rehabbing in Texas." He's like, well, does that make any sense to you guys? Like, why would
No, but that is baseball, and it should change. And if you were an innovative type of franchise, not that we're not, because with
I don't think we are.
No, we're really not. But with Anthopoulos, at least we're going about it the right way, the important stuff. But excuse me, as far as the other stuff is concerned, and creating the environment, no, we're not good at that. We're not good at that. We don't have anybody in the organization who thinks that way.
But would you ruffle feathers early on in the, excuse us, he's never really played for us. But would he be ruffling the feathers, be like, "Hey, Cole, we appreciate you trying to get better. We're sorry you got hurt. We're going to do everything to get you better.
Right.
Get your ass to wherever the hell they are now."
Right.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
And who's to say he won't end up there, in the next week? But I don't know.
Well, the thing is that if the guy pulled something or needs a chiropractic just because he's got a heavy ball
Domino's down there
above his head.
So he could do the adjustment.
Yeah, he'd do adjustment.
Oh, stop. So what was the other thing with baseball I was going to say that was interesting to me? Oh, here's the deal. You mentioned Anthopoulos. Think about this. I was talking to my buddy the other day. You realize they haven't given up a single prospect that they view as going to contribute? I mean, they're all still there. Tukey. Kyle Wright, Ian Anderson. I mean, both the outfielders. It goes on and on and on.
No, Anthopoulos knows what he's doing.
Man, you got to be excited.
We haven't been in the baseball business in so long. I mean, the last couple of years we have been, but I mean, think about how we go in and out of the baseball business. No continuity.
I think the only thing that can screw us up this year is an injury. I really do.
I love the Braves.
I think Fried and Soroka are going to be unbelievable. I think they're going to both win 15 games.
I was just thinking about Fulte, too. Isn't it? But he's got too much talent. He's got too much.
Then think about, all his shortcomings. It's stupid.
All his shortcomings. Like
he pitches like Chewbacca. No, seriously, though. I mean, he's got these issues, right? And in his last time, don't forget what happened when he pitched in that playoff game where he couldn't even get out of the first inning. There's no telling what Fulte's been doing the last 4 months.
Or the fact that that's been marinating.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he used that to get better? Do you think I mean, I could be completely wrong, but what I've seen before is it any way indicative of, what he's shown? Then no.
Yeah. He might have been off, just like trying to get his head together with Kaepernick, and
did you see that he, excuse me, he turned down the XFL. The XFL went after him, and Andrew Oliver Luck said, look, we approached him. We wanted to meet with his people. Obviously, he fits a need because he's extremely marketable. We thought that, and I'm just paraphrasing what he said, basically saying that, if he wanted to really get up to that next level, this could be an opportunity to show. And
perfect opportunity.
Never got back to it. Didn't want to work out. Didn't want to do it.
No, he doesn't. That's not his agenda.
Why could you not want to play? How could you not have it?
Because this is his deal.
On Valentine's Day. You think today he wants to play?
No.
No.
No, he's got no Valentine.
No Valentine. Sean, he's got no Valentine. And that's not where you want to be.
He's got to pee. He's got to pee for a Valentine.
Like, what about Jin G? Jin G have a Valentine?
No. He's got none either.
Our former producer. Sorry.
No, he thinks he's not former. He thinks he's just working apart from the organization.
He got a job working from home.
Yeah, exactly.
He's that important to us.
He telecommutes while we're doing the show. It's beautiful.
But I still think, that's why I wanted Hamels to be there, man. Because I think Freed, not that he's not there already. I mean, if he can figure the blister thing out and, go through a season without that. But
I told you got to soak your hands in urine.
I believe that.
Fingers in urine.
So my dad, they used to carry files in their pockets, and all off season they would just file their fingers. So the texture would always stay the same. It would stay calloused.
I may do that.
You should do that. What else is going on, man? We haven't talked about Kobe. We haven't done a show since that freaking tragedy.
Should we say a prayer?
No, we don't have to say a prayer. I got to tell you, man, that was really, really hard news to hear that. I think that's why it was in the news for so long, is because it caught so many people off guard. And here's a guy who, we know what happened before, but ever since that moment, has completely vindicated himself.
His association with his daughter, and she was on board, and it was like one of the tragic,
just horrible
story.
Man.
I mean, that's something for Homer.
Yeah, and you got to see it, as a Hawks fan, the last couple months where we played. He went up to Brooklyn to see us and then saw us when we played in L.A. Those are the only 2 games Kobe went to this year, were the 2 Hawks games, because his daughter Gigi's favorite player was Trey. And they had this private relationship, and they would talk, and he and Kobe would talk, and and then that game, I went to that game that Sunday. They didn't know if anybody was going to play. And it was incredible, man. Like, nobody was talking on the train. Nobody was talking at the arena. Like, the players didn't know what to do. They did the whole timeout thing. And then Trey just went out there and freaking went crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was cool to be in the building for that.
Isn't it amazing the way the rest of the league has kind of taken him under their wing?
Oh, man.
I mean, he is totally accepted and respected throughout the league. You can see it after games. You can see the respect they give him.
It's everywhere, man. I mean, you see it even when I play pickup now. Like, games used to be to 20. No, games used to be to 21. All games are to 24 now. It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
A skunk used to be 10. Now a skunk is 8. If you get to 8 first. So, and we're not the only ones doing that. I mean, this stuff, everybody. So he had a huge effect on everybody. But to see Trae Young, compartmentalize that night, and go out there and pay tribute to him, hits the freaking half-court shot.
Right.
Just unbelievable performance. And, he's kind of, ever since then, the team has been on an up. Now, the game against Cleveland, they freaking mailed that in. They were done.
I watched that game, and,
they were at the All-Star break. They were done.
Right.
Because Cleveland's the worst team I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, they had no effort whatsoever.
No. So, if they don't come out of the break focused, with some defensive effort.
Well, they're coming out with Capella. That'll be interesting to see how that translates.
In here, too, for some of the other guys. Because I'm telling you, and not to throw these 2 guys on the bus, me, I love Trey. Him and Collins on defense, it's just, it's sad.
Right.
It really is sad. You just gotta want it more, man. Right?
Well, I wonder if Lloyd is good that way. Since the Hawks closed practices, you can't really.
I know one thing. I haven't seen him sit either one of those guys ever. I've seen him sit Trey a couple times, and that's just because it had snowballed to a point where his turnovers and he needed a break, right? And that happens to everybody, but or most everybody, I should say. I watched Kawhi last night. That he's an animal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a cyborg.
I watched him.
But yeah, I'm excited for the second half.
That was a hell of a game.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's been a lot of them this year.
Double overtime in the last game before the break.
What do you think about Tatum? Do you think he's a guy that can be a complete superstar in this league?
All of a sudden now, he came on this year.
Right.
That's why I wrote today. Thanks for reading. But just about that, I mean, when you think about our young stars, and think about the fact that Tatum has been, maturing and going through the peaks and valleys to get to this point for 3 years.
He's still only 23?
Yeah. It's been for 3 years. Now he's ready.
Yeah.
Now he's ready, and that's that's what we've got to keep in mind when you think about us and we add pieces and everybody's all right, we're ready. Well, just because you filled in the blank doesn't mean we're ready. It still needs to come together.
You're starting to see, especially with this all-star team this year, this young generation, now that the Dirks and the KGs and all these Kobes and all these guys are out of the league, this next generation, you got guys like Trey and Zion and Morant and Brandon Ingram and Tatum. It's a whole different kind of a ball game. Donovan Mitchell.
Mm-hmm. When you talk about Zion, it's really apparent in the NBA that he's floundering. In college, he's like totally dominant and in control. You can tell in the NBA, he's still feeling his way and not knowing where to go, how to act, how to run, how to jump. He went for 30 the other night for the first time.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he just looks so uncomfortable out there. It's going to take a while for him to come into his game.
How many games has he played? 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, think about where Reddish was at the beginning of the year and where he is now. I'm not saying he's where he needs to be, but he has gotten a much better. I see a light at the end of the tunnel.
See, that's what I use as my example. When you're waiting for Reddish, don't forget that Tatum is the same deal. I mean,
Ingram, they ran him out of L.A.
Yeah.
And here he is, his 5th year in the league. And, he's what the league is now. Yeah. He's got 6'10", handling the ball.
But Cam Reddish, about 2 weeks ago, started to come alive. Started to hit a shot. Started to shoot a shot with confidence, which was what the problem was. Now he's got his legs under him. Now he knows what he's all about. He feels the game. And he looks much more comfortable.
This guy sent me something the other day. It's hilarious. I'll send it to you. This stand-up comedian. He walks out on stage. He goes, I guess he was in North Carolina. He goes, this Zion Williamson guy. He goes, he's freaking unbelievable. He said, I'm watching him on SportsCenter. He said, so you know what I did? He said, I go to YouTube and I YouTube Zion Williamson high school highlights. He's like, he was playing against a bunch of 5-foot white kids. He's like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. He's like, it's hours on hours of just pure domination. And so he's really just done this against everybody. I mean, even when you saw him in the McDonald's All-American game, it was like he should be in the league then.
Right. Well, I'm a little surprised at the fact that he can't find himself so far. I mean, he just looks awkward out there. He's not in any flow or any. But like you said, it's 9 games,
Right.
But I'm just surprised because he's matriculated effortlessly throughout his career.
Yeah.
Until now.
You got to be excited if you're Georgia, though. You got the number 1 class again. Kirby's got this transfer coming. You got an offensive coordinator. They're going to air it out. They got everybody back on defense.
It's beautiful.
They're going to be loaded, man.
It's beautiful.
Their 3rd game at Alabama.
Yeah.
So the goal has got to be to get that offense in gear for that game at Tuscaloosa.
The other thing, they're just doing this astronomical addition over there to the Bud Smear building.
They just redid it like 8 years ago.
Was it 8 years ago?
It was 8 years ago.
If somebody said, I would say 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It was 8 years
7 or 8 years
ago.
ago.
Well, no wonder then. It's antiquated. But, and Georgia finished $31 million in the black. Georgia Tech on the verge of bankruptcy because of that tool they brought in. Somebody thought that would be a cute idea. to bring in Paul Johnson. And he almost bankrupted the entire athletic organization.
But, I mean, here's the thing with college football, generally speaking. I mean, there's only so much money you can put into the actual football program. And I get it, it's paying for everything else, but these schools are making so much money off of this. I mean, literally, like you go in the media room to go to the bathroom, and the toilets, are like the handles are made of gold. I mean, really. I mean, everything is top line because they've just put all this money into it. But eventually, they're going to have to spend it somewhere else.
Okay. I've lost track of where you're going. But, instead of gold toilet plungers, you're thinking what? Like hats for everybody? Maybe like...
Oh, they've got these.
They've
got these by the boxes.
Wow.
Top of the line, like New Era, Nike, the good ones, all the way around.
Yeah, gold plungers just don't get you so far.
My point is that I'm guessing for tax reasons, these profits, they have to be put back into that entity, right? For obvious reasons. I mean, you can see it. They're constantly redoing stuff that doesn't need to be redone 7, 8 years after it was brand new. So my point is, eventually they're going to run out of that, and they're going to have to put that money somewhere else. And they're not going to be able to keep hiding it by putting it back into the football program. And I'm not saying they don't take care of everybody else.
Right.
But they're just making so much money is basically, I guess, my point.
It's just so competitive, the recruiting aspect of it, that you've got to be. University of Georgia, you want to be the top team in the country, you got to look like it.
Right. And they take care of these kids. It's not like they don't have it made in the shade while they're there. I mean, the athletic dorms are unbelievable. The square meals, tutors. They have sleep pods now. They have rooms where they can go and play video games. It's very nice. It's like $7.90 the zone.
Oh,
Yeah, just go back there, play video games.
Wow.
Those were the days. By the way, I was at the Tech basketball game the other night when they beat Louisville.
Oh, you were?
It was nice. It was 50-50 Louisville Tech fans. And they were loud early, before the game started. And Tech went on that run, 12-2 to start, right? And then nothing really happened the rest of the game. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody went on a run. I don't think
Everybody kept waiting for Louisville.
They couldn't make anything.
I didn't see the game. I think
you don't have ACC Network?
I don't have ACC Network.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I was watching the Hawks, I think.
Yeah, it was on the same time as the Cleveland game.
So, I was disappointed in that, obviously. But, they've been knocking on the door. I think Pastner, and I wrote about this today, too. I think Pastner, there's no doubt he can coach. It's just that too bad all that dirty stuff went down in the beginning because you can't get over that. You can't get by
And that's
that.
the only kid that you ever really tried to recruit that was a big deal. And it looks like you were, not that you weren't doing anything that everybody else is doing.
Right.
No,
I'm saying.
I mean, look at what Louisville's recovered from God's sakes.
Yeah. Well,
they're already back top 5.
And Chris Mack's pretty good, though.
Yeah, he was looking, I mean, he just looked lost the other night. Like he was just, they couldn't make shots.
Well, when you guys are in the tank, what can you do?
But credit to Tech and Pastor, man. They got after it. They competed the whole game. They had 2 freshmen that were just killing
Well, they do
them.
that. That's an indicator of Pastor and how well he's coaching.
It could be a blessing for him and maybe getting some more kids. The fact that Georgia's fallen flat on its face after getting this kid Edwards, right? That's got to help Tech. I'm not going to play for that imbecile. I mean, they get, they're dead. They're next to last in the conference.
He's so silly. He is so silly. He came out 2 weeks ago in a tunic. It was a bright red Georgia tunic. Came halfway down his thighs. He looked like Groucho going up and down the sideline the way he does.
Yeah.
And it's a hoodie. Inside, in the gym. Game day. This on the floor. I mean, what the hell? And like bright red, and he's going back and forth the way he does,
Yeah.
shaking down his bracelets. God Almighty!
And nothing's happening.
No. Well, how are you? I don't know. I'm watching him. I'm making sure he doesn't trip or something. God.
That's what he wants. He wants you to watch him.
That's what he does.
Right.
I know.
Yeah. And distracting from the fact that he can't coach.
Got it going on, man. But
that's a shame, though, man. Because listen, in
Georgia basketball, Georgia basketball is like Georgia football. It's waiting to happen, man.
Yeah, but listen, to me, that's Tech basketball. I mean, seriously, you go in that arena the other night, and I'm thinking to myself, I said, Self, if I'm a kid and I'm coming out and I'm from Atlanta and I'm McDonald's All-American, yeah, the curriculum's a bitch, but it's going to make me better in the long run. I want to play in the ACC. I want to play at Georgia Tech.
Right.
It would be a no-brainer.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Now, the girls, that's it. Well, you got Georgia State. Right there.
And that's a hell of a program.
They're playing, I think they're playing Georgia Tech next year, aren't they?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know.
I could be making that up. I've been known to just make stuff up.
No, I know that.
If you cover it up.
I've known you for years. Just waiting to, haven't checked the schedule yet.
Heard from AJ Cannon the other day.
Did you?
He checked in on us, wanted to know if we were still doing the show. Thanks for watching, AJ. And he says he might stop by someday.
Wow.
Yeah. So we'll just have to wait for that.
I don't know what he hasn't talked to me in a year. I don't know what I did.
You know what I think you should do?
What?
I think you should pick up that phone on your way to the Highlands today and say, AJ, it's Beau.
Yeah. Just
sorry.
Sorry for what?
I don't know. Yeah, I knew you'd like that. Well, that's it, man. I don't really know what else we can talk about. We got golf going on right now. Kuchar shot what did he shoot yesterday? 65?
7 under, yeah.
Yeah, 7 under.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Cooch hang on.
Yeah.
Because he's top 10 every week.
So how does the
He wakes up top 10.
How does the Olympic thing work? What do they take? They take from top 4?
Top 3 of official world golf rankings.
From that nation?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now, Tiger would probably be like 6th or 7th?
3rd, actually.
Oh, he would make it today. So who would it be? It would be Justin Thomas, Dustin Johnson, and him? No, really? That's pretty impressive. Oh, because what's his name's hurt, right? So he's not on the top 3 anymore?
Koepka?
Yeah.
It might be Koepka instead of DJ.
Well,
Okay.
Koepka is playing at Riviera this week.
Yeah.
How hurt is he?
No, he hadn't played in a couple months.
But he was talking about not wanting to play.
But my point is that, if Tiger wants to go compete for a gold, and I don't know that he does, but being Tiger, I would think maybe that's something that he'd like to, say that he's been a part of. But that would give him an incentive to play in maybe a few more events.
Okay. All right.
Right? You don't get that?
No, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Man, you know what is? Did you see Phil where he's going to qualify for the U.S. Open instead of using his exemption?
Yeah, he's going to try.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I respect that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Open it up for somebody else.
Good for Phil.
And we'll end on a good Happy Valentine's Day.
We'll see, everybody.
You think the microphone works?
Hup, hup.